What's going on, Pro Truth family? We got a story of a child that has been accused of sexual assault. A young black boy, not even 10 years old, that was accused of sexual assault. This is basically what the media is doing is fear mongering, and I believe we use a lot of words loosely, but this is what you call fear mongering. You have children that are growing up because you have a lot of children that are growing up and not being taught certain things, and you you have you'll end up having children that are scared because of things that are put in their head. You have a so I'm going to go ahead and get into this. You have a boy that is being accused that was accused of sexual assault by a Caucasian woman. Let's get into this.
Our ABC News exclusive with the mother and her 9-year-old son who was wrongfully accused of groping a woman in that corner store Carolyn case in New York City. Now they're telling their side of the story. ABC's Lindsay Davis sat down with them and has that for us. Good morning, Lindsay.
Good morning, Michael. For several months now, many have chuckled at the nicknames created by social media like Coupon Carl or Barbecue Becky, monikers for the white people who erroneously call 911 on black people who aren't guilty of breaking any laws.
Brothers, you have a lot. I don't know what's going on with these so-called Karens that are just calling, just trying to get black men locked up. I'm not really just gonna say black people, but it's mostly black men, and now you got black boys. You know, I've said this before when I was doing the Michael Irvin case that the Caucasians, they know that their time in rulership is coming to an end. They know this. So they're going to do everything in their power to get black men locked up or dead. They're trying to make you extinct, black man. That's what they're trying to do because they fear you. They absolutely fear you, brothers. Let's go ahead and continue.
But last night I sat down with 9-year-old Jeremiah Harvey, and it stopped being funny.
It's still hard because I have this lately on my mind, like I can't think nothing more but this.
The little boy at the center of the viral video dubbed Cornerstone Carolyn is now sharing just how deeply this moment has impacted him.
I just was sexually assaulted by a child.
9-year-old Jeremiah Harvey was in a Brooklyn convenience store with his mother and little sister last week when Teresa Klein accused him of sexual assault.
That's right.
Let me tell you something, brother. This goes all the way back to Emmett Till. This could have ended up really bad. Even though one thing I'm glad that they have is surveillance, because they ain't had surveillance back then when Emmett Till got himself lynched over. It was probably false accusation, but according to them, the boy whistled at the white lady. So now you have a white lady claiming that she was sexually assaulted by a 9-year-old. I seriously doubt that this boy even knows anything about sex. But that's the first thing that she does. Is she's calling the police. Not again. This is crazy. But let's continue.
Right, her son grabbed my.
She then called police.
Did you have any idea why the woman said she was going to call the police?
A review of surveillance video proved that Jeremiah had not assaulted the woman. His backpack accidentally grazed her.
I felt humiliated.
She falsely accused you of something.
So, brothers, again, if there was no video surveillance, this could have probably headed in a different direction. So, I've said this before that it should be surveillance all around the world, because you black men going to need as much protection as you could get. We all need protection, brothers, because the enemy's out there. and they're trying to destroy us.
I'm gonna stay right here. I'm gonna stay right here. I'm gonna stay right here.
Jeremiah says that night he cried out of fear that he or his mother would be taken away by police.
Are you concerned that this has permanently scarred Jeremiah?
Yes, I certainly am. It was devastating for him because even after walking away, he was pointing to, patrol cars on Flatbush Avenue and saying, "Mommy, are they here to take you away from us?"
And now, more than a week later, Jeremiah still visibly traumatized by the incident.
To be having a conversation with your son about sexual assault at the age of 9, I never thought I would be having this conversation with my son at all.
A little while.
Brother, this is why it is very important to protect your seed. And I'm wondering why they're not interviewing. Why is the father not here being interviewed? Where's his father at? I know that probably doesn't matter to a lot of people when it comes to this, but that's very important. Why is the father being interviewed? I'm telling you, brothers, they want you extinct. They know who the weaker vessel is, the mother. They know so she's going to talk. But I guarantee that if there was the father there, it wouldn't have went. It probably would have been a different conversation. And I feel like the woman that did that should go to jail for false accusation. I feel like they should sue because this little boy is going to be growing up thinking that he's going to have fear when it comes to the white woman. Fear. But let's continue.
A little while ago, while Mom was talking, you started tearing up. Can you tell us why?
I started to tear up. She had to sit down, explain to me while I was going to bed.
That fear that was placed in your heart, Jeremiah, is going to be placed with something great. You're going to be an example for other children, Jeremiah. Do you hear me?
As for Klein, after watching...
I'm not sure about an example. More like an example to stay away from Caucasian women. That's the only example I see.
the surveillance video, she did issue an apology to Jeremiah.
Young man, I don't know your name, but I'm sorry.
I accept
That's a very weak apology.
her apology. I want unity. I don't want no harm brought to this lady.
Do you accept her apology?
Let me tell you something, brothers. You don't have to accept anybody's apology. You do not. Just because they apologize does not mean you have to accept it. So I'm just letting you brothers know, you don't have to accept anyone's apology. What that white woman did was malicious.
Yes. Yes, I do. Friendship is the key.
And Mom, how are you feeling right now?
Brothers, we as black people are way too forgiving. And you know what, even if you want to forgive, don't forgive. Just don't let this happen again. I feel like we should be separated from Caucasians. We should be separated from Caucasians. Or leave them alone. But all that forgiving and apology, you don't have to accept nobody's apology because you don't know if they're sincere or not. And that white woman, she didn't seem sincere at all.
That this is going to take some time. It's going to take a lot of healing.
Certainly will. Jeremiah initially said that he did not forgive Teresa Klein. As you can see from our conversation, he has since had a change of heart. He and his mother are hoping that this is going to be
Good. I'm glad he didn't forgive her. I'm glad. I think he understands that because it could happen again. So I'm glad that he didn't forgive her because that was malicious.
Lesson for people that people are going to learn to be kinder and more accepting, but Jeremiah still has a lot of healing to do. You know, before this was always just talked about as a hashtag, but what we saw last night was true heartbreak. Yes,
the impact, and what a mother he has. I mean, it was beautiful to see her guiding him through this.
She was comforting him, he was comforting her. It was really quite an emotional exchange for all of us in the room.
I'm still wondering where the father's at, because that boy could grow up to be a son husband, even though that's kind of off topic. But at the end of the day, brothers, we got to protect our seed. And we got to raise our children and protect them at all times, brothers. That is, our black boys are getting destroyed by society. And some of our mothers, some of these black mothers are doing the same thing. Brothers, you got to get a hold of your sons, because they are your next generation. So, to be honest with you, that they're almost like your reincarnation. They represent you, brothers.
For a 9-year-old, too, just how thoughtful and impressive he was about the whole situation.
And too young to have to be dealing with any of this.
Exactly.
Powerful interview, Lindsay. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel.
But, brothers, that's pretty much it. I just wanted just to do a short one real quick for y'all about protecting your seed and showing you guys that, you know, our black boys are need to be protected. So, on that note, subscribe, share, like the video. I'm out.